German 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Awesome. Sorry, I can't. Still getting over that. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Hey, aloha, Mother Fathers. Take 2. Welcome into the Side Hustle Podcast. And here at the Greenie Cards Great Lakes Collectors Convention at the Independence Fieldhouse, Independence, Ohio. Again, Side Hustle Podcast live for you guys here. Awesome to be here, Double A. We just keep switching things up for folks.
Yeah. And, we're a different location. But this one's pretty special, of course, for sports fans, card collector fans. So if you're in the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio, come on down and check it out. We have some cards here in front of us.
Yeah, some nice ones.
From one of the vendors. They sell wrestling cards, too. Let's, a couple of them here to check out right in front of me. You love these guys. Cody Rhodes. Main event Jey Uso here in front of us. They also have throwbacks too. So,
oh man,
The Miz and John Morrison, the Smackdown Tag Team Championships.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Now, which is funny, The Miz is in a Tag Team Championship match.
Yeah,
he could win the Smackdown Tag Team Championship
just with a different partner.
Well, yeah, with a different partner. We'll talk about that in a bit. This guy has a busy weekend. Couple matches, couple of things at stake. He's going to be facing The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline. And then, if he remembers, he has Drew McIntyre tomorrow.
Depending on how bad he gets beat. Yeah, you're right.
How about him? LA Knight fighting AJ Styles inside a hotel.
That was the most real.
Yeah.
Like, if you saw the clips of it, like, it was awesome. Because that's how, like, real fights actually go.
Yeah.
There's rest in between when you're trying to, like, hold someone, and no one's trying to separate them. Because apparently, security at WWE World was very minimal.
Yeah, it was just a little bit.
All these people with all these problems in one spot, and then there's there's no security there for them.
Kyle, it's a little hard to be security when they're doing this. Filming, doing
hit him there, hit him there.
Hey,
all right, now
stop. Can you get him, please? Can you get him? All these people back here, can you get him? No.
On a serious note, my favorite card that we have up top here that's not my own, that I brought with me today, is this one. This is the Bray Wyatt card. The Hall of Fame was 3 mother, father, sister, brother, and uncle hours long last night, and he got a little bit of a tribute because obviously his dad, Mike Rotunda, and Barry Windham got into the Hall of Fame as the U.S. Express. Awesome moment, but at the same point, probably should have been in the class. If it was going to be 3 hours long, they could have made it a full thing for him. I assume probably next year.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give Bo a chance probably to come back at some point too and build up the whole mystique again, and it'll be more in our thoughts. But the same thing with the documentary coming out this past Monday, and it seemed like great timing to do it.
Right. It does. We'll address the Hall of Fame in just a bit.
God.
And obviously, of course, WrestleMania, we'll give our picks.
Yeah.
We'll preview it. I just want to mention we might have a guest.
It's the guy who gave us his cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, gentleman by the name of Alex.
Yeah.
Huge wrestling fan. Just overall loves like local wrestling and
Here
stuff.
he's an AEW fan now.
But he's so Rebecca and I, we were talking to him, and he's in on AEW.
I'd love to hear why.
So I invited him. So if he's not busy, I invite him. Like, come on down to our corner here. Plug your the cards, and try to let's hear from a reasonable AEW fan.
I hope he's reasonable. He seems like a nice enough guy. Gave you guys some cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, absolute great value, of course. So
no reason not to trust him.
So the gentleman's name's Alex. So before we're off the air, he might stop by, and we'll hear from him for a couple minutes and see what he has to offer about why AEW is why it's a hot product, right?
And,
why he watches AEW.
And Kyle will attempt to talk to an AEW fan for the first time in his life. It's going to be great.
Yes. That I am waiting to see. I cannot
man.
wait. That's going to be fun. But last night, do you want to start with the good with Paul Heyman, or you want to start with the format of the show?
That's the thing. So was it good when half of it's bleeped out? You're on Peacock. Let the dude swear. It's also 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. If kids are watching that, well, they probably should.
You're on your own.
Yeah, it's late. My kid's in bed by 9. I know he's only 6, but there's bedtimes. I don't know. He's an old school parent.
We used to have a rule like, if you watch Adult Swim after midnight, you're on your own, buddy.
I don't want you repeating any of that stuff. Don't be saying it. That's the one thing that my son will actually come to me when he hears even if he hears idiot or something like that. He's like, Dad, that's a bad word. And I'm like, you're right. It is. Do you say that? He's like, no. I'm like, good job.
Well, the speech itself, and I missed the first couple. I missed his entrance in the first couple of minutes of it.
Yeah.
Just because I thought he was going to go on last, but it actually made sense.
Because everyone's going to be tired. And
we wasn't going to wait till 1 in the morning to watch Paul Heyman.
But apparently they would for The Rock. Not.
No.
The crowd was asleep.
A couple of things I thought was interesting, and Rebecca and I watched it together last night. I thought it was actually pretty telling. I guess it's a good case study. So I am happy that Paul Heyman is starting the Hall of Fame itself, but he is starting to really get acknowledged for his WWE work.
Yeah.
For his work, obviously, the Brock Lesnar thing, that got some reaction.
He said it twice.
But he said it.
I think they're moving. That's the first step in getting him back, at least involved in the grand scheme of things. I don't know if he's going to be wrestling anytime soon. But again, it's all subjective based on what happens with all these lawsuits and all that stuff. If he really is a part of this, if he was a unknowing, willing bystander and just thought it was one of Vince's girls that he just hang out with, that he's offering to him, whatever.
Right.
I mean, his Brock's Brock, whatever. It's not, you shouldn't get fired for cheating. You're just an asshole. So, I mean, there are plenty of assholes that have jobs all over the country. I mean, that's nothing new.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere. But
he's sitting next to one right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Where are the lies?
Jesus Christ.
Where are the lies?
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate
no
you.
Problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Doubling down on that.
It's always admitting that you have a problem first. Then you can.
That's the first step, right?
Yes, it is.
Into recovery.
Yes, it is.
Drew says that Seth's spotlight junkie, all that stuff. Obviously, I apparently am just an asshole.
Yeah, true. But I thought what was interesting when he brought up ECW, and this is no downfall of ECW. ECW means something deeper in Philadelphia than anywhere else, and the speech was fantastic. But it was one of the first times where you would have thought in Philadelphia, and I understand the tiredness part, but you waited all this time for it, that maybe there would be a bit more reaction on the ECW front of things. But you know what? Again, I think that's good that now time is starting to move, and Paul Heyman, a good chunk of the fans, Rebecca included, know Paul Heyman as somebody who is standing next to Roman Reigns, is working with the talent in WWE, and has done a ton of things now. And if you try to cancel him, he's back in. He's your inspiration.
Jesus Christ. So here's the thing. Paul never got canceled. I mean, the only time he ever officially got canceled was with ECW, because that was also his doing, too. He probably could have kept it going if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he was making more money with WWE. He was like, screw it, let's go. And he took some guys with him. So that's fine. But, I mean, last night Paul said more in that speech that could have got him canceled than he has ever.
Yeah, he did. What was your favorite part of his speech?
I think, I don't know why I was expecting him, because when he said he was going to share it with other people, I obviously mentioned Triple H. I think that was kind of nice from a standpoint of I'm the first Triple H guy. They're labeling this now the Triple H era, so to speak, in WWE, so it kind of all came full circle with that. Triple H kind of getting his flowers.
He is.
From a guy and he's obviously already in the Hall of Fame with DX and all that stuff and everything, so Triple H by himself has not been inducted yet. But that's someone to look out for, too, at some point, I imagine. They have a long list of people that are waiting. We talked about it before.
And he might pull a Vince and wait.
Well, Vince never got it. Or did Vince go in?
Vince never.
He never went. Well, he's not going in now.
He ain't going in now.
Whoopsie daisy.
Oops.
Yeah, well, should have been a Kyle. Well, not.
No.
He's a Kyle times 14,000.
No, he's Way worse.
Thank you.
Yeah, way worse.
Thank you for thinking Vince McMahon is worse than me. I appreciate that.
That's something I'm not even joking about.
It's the little things in life, that get me kind of going through with that. But
right.
But no, that was awesome.
It
Obviously,
was good to see Stephanie.
Yeah.
It was great to see Stephanie.
Looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah. Great to see Stephanie. The kids, a lot of times, and we both have this rule, covering news and sports over time that, especially in sports and entertainment, family's off limits. Personal lives is off limits unless it's in the public eye.
Don't tell that to Rhea. I was going to say.
Yeah, right. Right. Unless it's in the public eye. So, realize all this time with Paul Heyman, this sounds bad, but I'm like, oh, he does have kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He has kids.
I don't know if he's married. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
But I know he had the two. I knew he had the two kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Jim Cornette's talked about that before.
Yeah. You have
Paul
kids.
and his underlings and children.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get to see who curses around their kids a lot. You get to see that because there was no flinching, no nothing. When
he went off.
He did.
He did. Mentioning CM Punk was obviously something I expected. I was still kind of bummed out that it was Roman. I get why they did it. It's an entrance to he gets to try and get the crowd back into it. Because again it was a 2-hour SmackDown, and then we're gonna sit for 3 more hours for this Hall of Fame.
And you said there was because we skipped the little pre-show stuff when they had to change everything over. They was doing backstage interviews. How long did that go?
There was a half hour of backstage interviews.
Oh my goodness!
Because they're taking the ring ropes down,
Mm-hmm.
they're setting up all the chairs and all that stuff. I have a solution to all of this.
Okay.
If you're going to have 2 nights of WrestleMania, obviously it's a bit tough because usually Hall of Fame used to be on Saturday nights.
Right.
So it was a full-on red carpet event. You had Maria Menounos would come do the show, all that stuff. It was a full thing.
Right.
But now you can't do that, right? Because you have NXT that's going on right now, currently.
Yeah.
Stand and Deliver is going on.
Yeah, as we're on live.
Where the Hall of Fame was last night in Philly. Then you obviously have night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. So they're kind of pigeonholed in having to do the show on Friday. Now there's a couple options. You could pre-record it, earlier in the week, or you could do it on a Wednesday or something like that. Or if you're hell-bent on having it in the stadium, have it a couple hours before SmackDown. So that way it gets done then, and you can have the show, and people can actually go home at a reasonable hour and be ready for it today. I'm not going to be surprised if, the Stand and Deliver crowd's a little tired.
Uh-huh.
And even night 1 of WrestleMania, that some of that crowd might be a little you may not get as big a reaction tonight as you will. Obviously, night 2 is a little more important when it comes to the overall future of WWE. But people that were there, because some people buy the full experience. They go to SmackDown, Hall of Fame, both nights of WrestleMania. Some people will go to Stand and Deliver too for NXT. There's going to be some people that are going to be like, man, I'm just fucking tired.
I think the product is hot enough right now. I don't know if they could sell out a 15,000 seat arena if the Hall of Fame is by itself.
No, it depends on the class.
It does.
If you have a couple guys in there, if you did The Rock,
mm-hmm.
Batista, and then a couple other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, that could probably get you.
The headliners.
Do it the fucking Wolstein Center.
Yeah.
It could be a 6,000 to 8,000 seat facility. And
yeah.
It's a really exclusive thing, and you can expand.
But there are enough fans
Yeah.
where you could do it on Thursday night. There's enough fans that are already. If the Pat McAfee show showed us anything yesterday, if The Rock in front of WWE World and a couple of, the other superstars, if that shows you anything, there's more than enough people. If you are doing that type of show, that type of experience, you can have the Hall of Fame on a Thursday night in front of 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be its own thing. And me personally, I'll be
AEW
honest.
does shows in front of 5,000 to 6,000 people all the time. What's the
100.
difference?
According to Pat McAfee, by the way.
That was great.
It was.
The only competition, right? He just looks at Triple H. He's like, I don't want to say it.
I don't know if Alex is going to be able to show up, but I think the one thing that's interesting, it was interesting. I think the overall strategy now seems like the ones who are anti-WWE, pro-AEW.
We're just an alternative.
Well, what they're saying is, now the strategy for WWE, and it might be true, is treat AEW like a small-town organization.
Treat it like it is? Well, it's a heavily financed small-town organization.
Right.
It's a heavily financed independent wrestling company.
Right.
That has no overhead, that has an owner that is younger than half of his talent and is not a leader.
It's almost like the example I gave with what we was talking about on Voice of the Land a couple weeks ago, the Brown Stadium, and I mentioned if my landlord wanted to put down $1 billion to my apartment complex, okay, cool, but that makes no sense.
I go with the analogy: you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right?
You could do that.
It's still a piece of shit.
Ultimately, though, right?
There are kids behind me. You have to watch it.
Ultimately, though, last night they're pushing for fans to come to the TV side, just after The Rock, after Paul Heyman, and it's like, no, this ain't no.
Well, even some of the wrestlers, after Paul Heyman and Bull Nakano got inducted, they fucking left.
Yeah, they did. But again, overall, Paul Heyman did a great job. It was great, and congratulations to all the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
For getting through. All right. This is why we're here. Two reasons why we're here. Again, we're at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention here in Independence, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. Loads of vendors, sports cards and stuff, wrestling cards available. There was a lot of nice Browns gear, football gear and stuff here. So definitely check it out. They're here today. They're here tomorrow. So definitely check them out. Voice of the Land was on earlier. And, of course, we're on here live right now. And it helps. I guess it timed out today. We're here, WrestleMania. First off, real quick before we get into the card and get to our picks and stuff, to you as a fan, Kyle, what does this weekend, what does WrestleMania, I know a lot of fans are, they look forward to this day, this weekend, every year. What does WrestleMania mean to you?
So this may catch you off guard a little bit because I've watched wrestling for a long time now and obviously have been a fan of it forever, but I never associated wrestling with WrestleMania. Mainly because I couldn't afford to buy it.
Right.
It was like $50, $60. My mom was like, nah, probably not. The first time we bought a WrestleMania was WrestleMania, I believe it was 20. I think that was, or was it 20? No, it was 21. It was when Cena and Batista both won.
21.
Yeah. Because I remember I heard about 20, and I was like, wow, can you buy 21?
Right.
That's 20 years ago now. That's crazy to think about. But that was when I fully got invested in wrestling altogether.
Yeah.
That was when I fully bought in. That's when I got in trouble for pedigreeing the kid in summer camp, and my
Don't
dad,
do that here,
my dad
please.
pulled the carpet out. No, yeah.
I know there's a ton of tables here. Don't do that.
No, we could put someone through a table.
I know.
That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, that would be nice.
Pete, volunteer? No, I'm kidding.
That would be nice.
Yeah, get the back all nice and loose. In honor of VCW, we should be putting someone through a table here. I don't know why we're not doing it. There's a stage right there.
Yeah.
Throw them off of it.
I don't know if we want to mess with the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I'm sure they won't mind. Little lumbar adjustment. But no, I never really associated with it until then. I thought, oh, this is really cool. But then I watched more of the Raw and Smackdown, and that's where I kind of got more into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the magnitude of this weekend, as far as what's on the line, and what we're going to see for the next 6 to 8 months. Yeah. Because you talked about it, it's one of the topics we have towards the end. But if Roman finds a way to win, on Sunday night,
it's a storyline that we have actively avoided.
Yeah.
Triple H brought up something on McAfee yesterday where it could be he could have planted the seeds for Roman to retain this.
Which you have to look at that situation like, okay, then who?
I know.
Because there doesn't feel like there's going to be a better time.
Right.
Just with how Cody's been presented, how he's really pretty much been the champion, essentially. He's been doing the meet and greets. He's been doing the staying after the shows. He's been traveling double schedules, all this stuff, where Roman has kind of just picked the spots, literally, a couple times a year. I mean,
I think The Rock has made more appearances on this run than Roman.
Honestly? Yeah.
Am I off base on that?
No, I think he has 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
The Rock, of all people, who hasn't been around for 8 years.
The Rock has done 3 straight Smackdowns.
Yeah.
He was supposed to miss the Chicago Raw,
but he showed up. Beat the living piss out of Cody.
And had the angle of the year.
Yeah.
With that.
And he didn't want to leave when he was done. He kept going. He just kept beating his ass.
Right.
The show went off the air.
That's the one. The Rock might.
I don't care if we're cut. I'm still beating his ass.
I almost said this. I'm like, wait a minute. If there's anybody you got to say that, this is not, No, it's scripted. The Rock would be that guy.
The Rock ain't gonna.
Like, Rock, you do know.
Shut your mouth and enjoy the ride the Rock is taking you on.
Like, you do know. like, dude, what are you doing?
I'm not done yet.
I think for me this weekend, and it used to just be a day, obviously, but now that's just that it's a weekend. It's really it's the people. It's the community that you're with, and the stories, and
feels like a holiday.
Everything it does. It really does. And what's great about it, especially now that the product is hot again, you can watch all year long. You could do what we do. You could watch every show, basically. Or you can drop in and out and then jump right back in on this day, this weekend, and you're locked in.
The thing is, too, the big difference we talked about before between AEW and WWE is you could, like you just said, not watch for the full year. But if you watch WrestleMania, the production, the packages, the getting to know the people that are in the matches, you can have no knowledge of LA Knight and AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch their little package, their pre-produced package before the match.
Yeah.
And go, oh, so LA Knight's kind of like cool and talks really funny and all that stuff. And AJ Styles is kind of like this like weird, like, quiet, like, muscle do whatever it is. I kind of like LA Knight. I hope he beats him. Like,
I have a quick message for LA Knight. Mr. LA Knight.
You think he needs to do more?
We love you. I think we adore you. You're fantastic. Never, ever chew gum doing your promo ever again.
That was hilarious. That was the way Barrett said.
Yeah.
That's why you don't chew gum when you're talking on the microphone.
Albert Graves. Oh my God.
Well, because Triple H was like famous for that, right? He kind of made it a thing. He was like, he was chomping on it like he was chewing a steak.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
And like LA goes, like, and that's why we love him. Like LA just
you see his eyes on. He's like, yeah.
Like, bro, it was like he was trying to cover up his mess up, but then as he was covering it up, he was like, "There's no saving this." Like, there's no saving this.
To his credit, he composed himself, made sure it swallowed down. It's not going to digest for 7 years, but it doesn't matter, and he's just going to move on. And he did, and it was pretty good. But I don't know.
He did what he could. He did what he could. But
I'm still just tired from fucking Fame last night, dude.
I could tell you're a little. This is not the normal Wednesday night, Thursday energy level. And I
guess always positive, right?
Yeah, he's looking.
Well, he says he's always positive.
He's looking to sweep the card.
When the Bieber came down, he kind of.
That was.
Are we doing a crossover right now?
No. 10 seconds. They both did a stage thing with Curtis Danberg.
Yeah, guy from the Guardians. Yeah,
VP Communications with the Cleveland Guardians, and they had a question about Shane Bieber, starting pitcher for the Guardians, and he's been dominant, great start, everything. Mm-hmm. Not even 5 minutes after they walked off the stage, he has to have Tommy John surgery, and he's done for the year. Oh, by the way, it's a contract year, too, so they can't trade. I mean, good luck trading him.
He put some good stuff on tape.
Yeah, he did.
Well, they're not going to trade him because he's not going to play.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Yeah, they just have to let him go, or they have to re-sign him. So
sign a trade, see what happens there.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it first.
But before we do that, I hate to keep interrupting you. Do you want to see the cards I brought?
Yeah.
We can get these out of the way.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So this is actually courtesy of one of my uncles. Shout out Uncle Larry. He gave me these cards, I want to say, Jesus Christ, like maybe like 6-7 years ago, whatever it was. It was actually a topic on the Trevisano show.
Oh,
over on WTAM when I was working over there. Because everyone knows I'm a Yankee fan. We obviously did the crossover with Voice of the Land. I disappointed.
It's very unfortunate.
Thousands
but
of
you
people.
Are, yes.
Yeah, by being here in the Northeast Ohio area for being a Yankee fan. So obviously this means this is great. I have a Derek Jeter rookie card right here. This is number 24, Derek Jeter. This isn't number 2. This is 24.
Yeah.
This is like rookie year Derek Jeter before he became Derek Jeter.
Okay.
I got that one. This is, again, a Fleer 95 card. This is pretty cool.
Okay.
Double A is not obviously convinced. He's watching the stream on his phone.
No, I'm
going to pull back the curtain here because I'm wearing a CM Punk shirt today.
I have to share here for us. So go ahead, go. I'm doing business.
You're going to like the last one I bring up.
Okay.
Another Derek Jeter card. Another card for Derek Jeter. Yeah, this is awesome. The only bad thing about Derek Jeter is he went to Michigan.
That's the deal breaker.
So I'm not even Ohio State. I'm a Toledo fan. So we actually in Toledo, because I went to UT, we actually hate Michigan more because it's right there. It's like an hour away. And Ann Arbor is a beautiful campus, but downtown Ann Arbor, terrible clubs. It's all sticky floors. It sucked.
Yeah,
hated it. It was bad, so bad. But this one,
well, that's from the Drool.
The Drool?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm not doing the Munch Bishop. I'm not doing that.
Right.
No. Because that guy's got his own problems. The last card I have, pretty cool. I have a Michael Jordan Chicago White Sox rookie card. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This was
and he was managed by Terry Francona, correct?
Bang, bang, boom.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. I like that. Obviously, awesome. So I figure, hey, we're coming to the card show today. I have more cards at home that I have like in packs or whatever it is, but 3 cards that are pretty cool. We'll throw them out on top here so you guys can see those too. But I mean, it's something
you
that
have the Jeter stuff on your side.
It's fine. Makes sense.
Yeah, that on your side.
But obviously, love Derek Jeter. I told you before. He's the first person I really ever saw play professional sports.
Yeah.
I was young enough, but I had the memory ingrained in my head, and led me to be a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Not a Browns fan just because they weren't around. So it was kind of like, what are my teams? What are my teams? And my dad never pushed on me. He's a lifelong Browns fan. He's an Indians fan, Guardians fan now, and obviously I'm a Cavs fan too, just because basketball was always my sport. But I mean,
I got you.
He let me up when he got me those cards.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's great, man. In the
Jordan
Michael
card, Jordan one's great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The Michael Jordan one's great. And again, all these cards. Again, Great Lakes Collectors Convention. We're here live.
And now I'm gonna sell them.
No. Ton of vendors here that you see behind us that's looking to, get their art, get their products out. There's a phenomenal Kelsey Brothers poster that's back there.
I thought they
somewhere.
were here. I'm like, I'll see you in a minute.
Well,
go say hi to Travis and Jason.
I think this side of the gym would be completely cleared if they were here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They'd be kind of crazy.
All right, let's get to the card.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Not these cards, the card.
Yeah, the WrestleMania 40 years of WrestleMania.
40 years.
And tonight and tomorrow for Philadelphia. And it all leads up to this. And let's, I don't know what the order's going to be. There's a projected order.
Yeah. Well, they put it out. I mean, the actual cards, and Triple H announced them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming they're going to go in that order.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we can start wherever we want. We can kind of just roll down them.
Yeah, let's fine. People are here for the top. So let's just start right at the top tonight with the tag team match.
Okay.
Let's just start there. We know what's at stake. The Rock and Roman. Like, the story is it sells WrestleMania this year. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, to me, I'm at a point right now where sometimes in big championship matches and professional sports, sometimes you're just waiting. And there's really nothing else that needs to be said, but the time is now that this match is going to happen. And it has to be, I think we both agree the Bloodline has to win tonight.
Well, it's the ultimate underdog story, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're comparing this, and Corey Graves and Michael Cole are talking about this being like Yeselmania and Kofi Mania and all that stuff, the underdog, and Cody's become this guy, right? I mean, yeah, he's got to face every single obstacle possible. And to be fair, him and Seth as a team have not been booked strongly.
Correct.
They've been getting their ass kicked by The Rock and Roman Reigns, and just last night they finally took care of Solo and Jimmy. Did you notice? I don't know if you saw in the Hall of Fame where they were sitting, because it was Jimmy and it was Solo, and Cody was like right in front of them, and they're both like kind of like triangling.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
okay.
Kind of still keeping themselves in between, like keeping themselves there. It's gonna be Rock and Roman. It has to be. Just Rock's also not gonna come back to lose his first match.
And then here's the follow-up question. So who's gonna pin? So in my humbled opinion, I think Roman's gonna pin Cody tonight.
Really?
I think Roman's going to pin Cody. I think this is going to be the this is going to be the ultimate reminder. Like, all the shenanigans is going to happen in this match tonight. And if you want, because I'm 100% sold on this Avengers overcoming adversity storyline that's going to play out this entire weekend. Who's been the one weak point of this entire story in this match so far?
Well, you said it, and it's true. It's been Roman.
It's been Roman. Who better to get the W and prove that he's at the top, Bloodline's at the top. It's going to be Bloodline rules. I got the pin to make that happen. You're not winning this championship. Cody takes the pin from Roman.
I have a different perspective. I think you're right that Cody gets pinned. I think it's The Rock. So that way at night 2, when Cody eventually beats Roman, that gives The Rock all the fuel he needs to turn on Roman Reigns. I could pin him. Why couldn't you? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That really sets those two up.
You could.
And obviously Rock, he said he's not going anywhere. He's going to be around for a little bit. He's going to do his thing. It gives them the opportunity to build to Rock and Cody, possibly at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Where
right in Cleveland.
Where returning Roman Reigns can cost The Rock the championship match and build up their feud for WrestleMania 41. The Rock can have his retirement match. Roman can go over the official final boss tribal chief again. He can get all of his confidence back as a babyface against Hollywood heel Rock. Because the end goal, we always talked about this, was to get Roman as a face.
Yeah. Yeah, that had to happen.
So this is their way to do this.
Yeah.
And also putting Cody, like I said, at the lowest point and putting the Bloodline at the highest point.
Did you see The Rock's little video game? The Final Boss? I like Cody's music in 16-bit.
Cody's whooping everyone's ass.
Yeah.
He comes face to face with Roman. The Rock comes up like a video game.
The final boss. The buildings explode and
shoots,
everything.
Shoots lightning out of his eyes and kills both Seth and Cody.
Did you notice something out of that video? There was some people who pointed this out. You notice
The Rock is being presented bigger than Roman.
You're right about that.
Yeah,
that's 100% right.
The hierarchy thing that's always been the problem now. But
there was another thing that was a little note there. So watch that video. When Rock zaps Cody and Seth's out, look at Cody's health bar again. Notice that there's just a little bit left in Cody's health bar. The assumption is that the game is over. And they say some words that we can't say right now.
Well, we can say them.
Well, there's children behind us, so there's some words.
No, they're far away.
There's some
far away.
I'm thinking, yeah, but there's some words that was said.
Don't fuck with the final boss.
Yeah, the assumption is that the game is over. Is it really? And it's going to be that moment right there. That might be a foreshadow. But I caution by saying this, and we mentioned this on the show on Wednesday or Thursday. We mentioned this. WrestleMania main events do have a tradition of ending the night, sending the crowd home happy.
Except for last year.
Except for last year, yeah.
I feel like with the 2 nights now, it's going to be kind of give and take.
Right.
We need to do one night to further a story, another night to make you happy or whatever it is. Obviously, night 1 feels like it's a further the story.
Because all I'm saying is we know there are kids who are locked in on Cody and they see Rock and they hate him.
There's adults.
They hate him.
Adults, like adult men that wear the Rock shirt that are booing the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a thing. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Do you want the kids crying again on Saturday night? Because the final boss and Roman beat and had the belt.
Let the Rock drop some gospel on you.
So here's the
I don't know if
question.
they want that gospel dropped tonight.
Sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
So here's the question for you guys. Do you think, because like I said, I don't really follow wrestling, but I love listening to you guys because the storylines just kind of are interesting.
They pull you in a little bit.
So, right, and so my thought is, you were saying one night they want you to be happy, and then they want to further the story. Now, or my thought is, do they make you happy tonight and leave you a cliffhanger tomorrow night going into SummerSlam?
Flipped.
You think it'll be flipped?
I think tonight is the furthering of the story because of making it bloodline rules and making go, oh, man, I don't know if Cody can do this. And then the flip side of it is tomorrow night, hopefully moving the company forward, because if Roman stays as champion, you're not going anywhere.
Gotcha.
Can I explore, though, if it's not flipped?
Oh, God. Can you imagine if Cody and Seth win?
If they win tonight and Roman wins tomorrow?
One-on-one with Cody. That's the ultimate burial of Cody Rhodes. If he loses to Roman and there's no interference, if it's a clean Roman Reigns win,
it's over.
He can't fight for the championship.
It's over.
It's a stipulation The Rock threw in.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not just a stipulation. It's what it is.
He also can't knowingly, if he goes by himself into that match and loses.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. There's no build back to that.
Send him back to AEW.
Cody already signed his extension.
Send him back.
He's in WWE. He needs to stay where the real people actually wrestle. It's fine.
All right, let's.
No, they're real people over there.
I know.
They act like fucking video game characters, but
right.
nevertheless, yeah, they're.
All right, let's go through because we're on a time restriction today.
Oh, we are.
Kind of.
Are we?
Kind of.
Some people didn't even show up.
All right, let's talk about the Women's World Championship. I believe this match is opening. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. I believe it's opening. Today.
Ooh.
I think it opens.
Nice. It's smart.
I truly believe this match is – I think the card overall is predictable. But I think
really?
I do. But that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because the stories lead up to it. This match is not one of them. This match, Becky and Rhea, I truly believe can go either way. I think right now Rhea's on fire. And Becky Lynch over these last few weeks has ascended her way back to where she needs to be on this weekend.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really, really good fight.
You picked Becky.
I did.
I'm picking Rhea.
I went back and forth, though. It could go either way.
I have a feeling that after tomorrow or Monday night,
Mm-hmm.
Becky and Seth are going to go away for a little bit. Seth, just needs the break. Dude's been hurt, injured. His back's still messed up. Like, he needs time just to recover. Give him a couple months. He's definitely earned it. He made that title feel important. Not as important as Roman's because he can't, but at the same point, Drew needs to step into that role, or Damian Priest or whoever, and kind of be that guy on Raw. Even though Cody said if he wins, he's going to go on both shows.
It can be done.
So that leads me to think there's going to be some sort of unification again at some point or whatever it is. I hope not. Just please stay on your own fucking show.
Yeah.
For the
you
love
can do
of
Smack,
Christ.
especially if the bloodline, if Rock and Roman go away.
Yeah. Like maybe at first, okay, Raw after WrestleMania,
Yeah.
Cody's there, great, cool, but then go to fucking Smackdown and stay.
Nick Aldis step in.
Yeah. Sorry, Cody, I can't let you go.
Yeah. I have Mickey over here. I have Cody
he's
right
British.
here.
He's British. That's my terrible British accent, but
Yeah.
nevertheless. I have Rhea winning from a standpoint of it doesn't feel like she's the one to do it. Becky. Yeah. It's kind of like with Roman and some of his other opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Believable. Could see it possibly, like with Jay and Roman. Like people are like, I feel like it's going to be Jay. A lot of people don't think it could be Becky. You're exactly because it is the top tier women's match. You love having the unpredictability with that. But she's just been presented as the top, and I don't know where she goes after this. That's the thing. Is she going to have a feud with Liv Morgan? They could do it, but Liv's not on the WrestleMania card, so it kind of feels like a downgrade for her.
So I'm picking – I went back and forth on this. You could be 100% right. You could be wrong. It could go either way.
Well, that's how picks work.
But
you can be 100% right or 100% wrong. That's how picking
Ladies
things.
and gentlemen, that's how gambling works. And be responsible, kids.
1-800 don't gamble. Is that
yeah.
That's too many numbers.
It's 1-800-GAMBLER.
Is it?
I think so. Gamble. Yeah.
You know you host the
yeah.
casino show, yeah.
Gambling
You should be
problem.
asking this fucking guy.
Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's right. Take care of yourselves. Northfield's right around the corner.
Yeah.
No.
And the Jack's downtown.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to thistle down. Watch the horses.
Exactly.
Bet on the ponies.
That's that casino. I don't go to casinos. That casino is really nice. I did the diagram. I'm going on a side tangent here. We did the Ohio Derby a couple years ago for Bet Jack there.
Okay.
We did a live remote there.
Nice.
And prior to that, the last time I had been to Thistledown, it was basically like a pavilion.
I thought you were going to say when you were a jockey.
No, yeah.
What were you doing there?
Out of the three of us
What
at this
was going
table, I'm not the one that's even close to being a jockey. Neither are you, Kyle.
No, yeah, I killed the horse.
Hey, man. Hey.
The horse be like, no, get off.
Oh, my God. Man, that would be some good time. That's something I want to do
I'll catch you at the Kentucky Derby, buddy. You got this. It's going to be great.
Look. We're going to come out as winners.
Yeah.
We're going to come out as winners. And then I'm walking away from the sport. There'll be no triple crown anything. My horse
One
will
and done.
win. One and done.
One
I'm
and
out. That's it.
Like you play starting point guard for Kentucky. You're one and done.
One and done. I'm going to leave before they love me, and then they'll hate me. I'm picking Becky.
Yeah.
Because I believe Judgment Day is going to have a full – I believe everyone's breaking up.
Really?
I do.
I don't.
And I think in order to accelerate this, everyone's losing their championships.
So we'll talk about, obviously, our prediction for Cody Roman later, but theoretically, if the bloodline does pretty much disintegrate because Roman's going to lose and possibly be off TV for 6 months or whatever it is, they need another big faction to be the big one in the company.
Oh, let me put it to you this way.
Who else could step up in that role?
Let me put it to you this way. Let me rephrase it then. Judgment Day in its current form will break up.
Bingo.
Okay.
Well, break up, I think one person's going to be extricated from it, and we kind of know who that is. But, well, I know who it is, but you don't.
McDonough's done.
No.
I think
if he's gone, he's gone. He's going to show up on AEW TV 2 weeks from now if he's gone.
Okay, fine.
He needs to stay. He's Finn's boy, too. He's got to stay.
I don't care for JD. He can go to –
you don't like Finn either, so I mean that's –
I like Finn.
Now you like Finn.
I like Finn.
You used to hate Finn.
I didn't hate Finn.
You hated Finn. You hated Finn. Dude, I was in your house. She was there. She knows. Rebecca was there. She said, you hate Finn Balor.
I didn't hate Finn Balor.
Hates Finn Balor.
I guess
I
used to hate Finn Balor. Yeah. But I've come around to Finn Balor. I've come around
What
to
has he done to make you come around to Finn Balor?
Exist.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair point.
But I think they're going to split up Dom and Rhea. And I think because Rhea's going to go for a couple reasons. Short term, Dom I think is going to be over with Santos and those guys full time.
He could just be part of Legato at that point.
Yeah, he's going to be over there full time.
He could be their final boss.
Yeah, and I think that'll
good heat for Santos.
Yeah, I think he'll do well over there.
Yeah.
Rhea, I think, is going to ascend to becoming a top babyface on one of the shows. I think they'll keep Rhea and Becky like separate after this match. They'll probably do a draft next month or something, and they'll be on. And they'll be. It's been a year.
Well, you don't do draft every year. You can do the superstar shakeup where you.
I mean, heck, it's professional wrestling. They can figure it out however they want.
That's just a lot.
But Rhea, you cannot deny that she is legitimately one of the top stars in professional wrestling
overall.
Right now.
Period.
Overall, period.
Men, women doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think they're going to make a point to split her up with Dom, but not in a way where she's dumping Dom. It'll probably just be
maybe separate shows.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
Kind of a mutual thing, and then
when
she's
they run
on
into
her
each
own.
other. When they run into each other, mommy, they'll do.
The only time Rhea's booed is when she's with Dom. That's it.
And then she starts talking, she immediately gets cheered.
Yeah, this whole feud here, she's cheered. And then in terms of Becky, it'll more so matter about Judgment Day losing all the championships, but Becky assuming herself back at the top. I'm not sure it's going to be a long title reign or at least go to SummerSlam, but Becky back on top, kind of as the underdog, babyface champion at the top. We haven't had that in a little while, so I think Becky's going to win.
Okay.
So you have slides of our
I
picks?
do. Do you want me to start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's just do that because I kind of don't remember what I sent you.
And you can find this obviously on TikTok. After we're done, we'll have post the predictions, of course. Side Hustle Pod on TikTok. Make sure you guys check out that 216 at the end of that. So it is the Mysterio and Andrade versus.
You were able to change the graphic?
Yeah.
Good job.
So it's Andrade now because Dragon Lee got hurt last night. Mysterious attack backstage.
Carlito, what happened?
Yeah, poofy hair that bites an apple and spits in people's faces. That's
right.
Carlito.
Yeah.
Interesting guy. Also stabbed John Cena at one point. Like,
true story.
Like actually stabbed John Cena.
He probably didn't see him.
No, I didn't see him stand there. It was a club. It was crazy.
Right.
Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Santos.
This is going to be a great match.
And Dom.
With all due respect to Dragon Lee. Yeah.
They put the feeler out for it, and
Yeah.
not a lot of people were excited about it, which is sad because he's got a lot of potential.
He does.
Just not
but
yet.
I said it on Wednesday. I'm like, I don't really know.
Also, Andrade didn't have a spot at WrestleMania, and he was a big free agent signing for WWE.
Yeah.
He was teasing, talking with the Judgment Day, and working with Dom and all that stuff. So it made sense to throw him into this if you had to.
Sat in the front row, I believe, last night with his wife, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Sat there. So
Can you imagine if Charlotte was healthy?
I know.
The card would look a little bit different. We'd be getting the solo women's match that wasn't
You would.
Bianca and Charlotte, or possibly even Charlotte and Jade would have been a thing.
So I told you before we started the show I wanted to switch my pick, but it's already on record, so I can't do it.
Yeah, and I already wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'm not changing the graphic a third time.
Come on, you could do it. No, I'm.
Well, I can. I'm just choosing not to.
So who did I pick? I picked him.
You picked Santos and Dom.
All right.
No, I picked Santos and Dom. You picked.
That's what I thought. I thought I
Andrade and
picked.
Ray.
Yeah. I think Carly. Okay, fine. For the sake of what we picked.
The good guys go over, right?
The good guys are going to go
It's
over.
WrestleMania. We want to go home happy.
That's
right.
right. Pete? Send the kids home happy.
Yep.
Wow, how did you guys manage that?
Send the kids home happy and voice
The sign falls. That's a fucking sign.
Wow.
Holy shit. Wow.
It all comes down.
Oh, boy. So Cody's going to get murdered tonight.
Whose status is going to – never mind. No, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
So you have Andrade and Ray.
Fine. They'll win tonight, and then the heel turn will happen on SmackDown next
Or
week.
it will happen after the match.
Yeah.
Carlito will celebrate with them.
That's right.
And that's when he'll turn the tables because Carlito is jacked now, too, and bigger than Bobby Lashley.
That's
so
right. That's exactly what's happening.
There you go. The next one is the triple threat, or not triple threat, the 6-woman tag.
Yeah.
Damage Control versus Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. Oh, boy. Talk about, brutal matches to watch. This is going to suck for Damage Control.
Yeah, I don't expect this match to actually last that long.
Well, so it's not going to last when Jade gets tagged in.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to last. It's going to be a spotlight match. I would expect,
They'll go 10, 15 minutes because Bianca and Naomi are going to go back and forth with Damage Control, and as soon as they tag in Jade, we're going home.
Right.
We're wrapping shit up because she's going to just – she took out all three of them by herself. And it wasn't like, they were distracted. No, they were all ready for her in the ring. Other two were down. Jade beat the living shit out of all three of those girls.
Well, I think we know, obviously, this is a spotlight match for everyone, but especially that team. I want to see – I'm curious just for the future of programming. I want to see how healthy Dakota Kai is. I want to see how healthy she is because I do believe –
talk about a women's mid-card champion. She'd be perfect for it.
I think she's next in line when we both believe Bayley's going to win the –
possibly.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
I know we'll get there, but I believe that she's the next opponent in line because she's actually talking for Damage Control. She's actually the one that's pulling the strings and stuff. So if Dakota Kai looks healthy in this match and has a pretty good showing, then she could be trusted, going forward, perhaps being on the B side of the next women's champion.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we both picked Bianca.
Naomi and Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, Christ.
If you have Jade lose
No.
her first
And this
match.
also sets up Bianca and Naomi to go up to the tag team titles.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a nice direction for them. Keep Bianca out of the main spotlight, at least for now. She'll get back there. Maybe when Jade eventually wins it, because she probably will, you can bring her up to that. Or you can have Bianca feud with Bayley. That's interesting.
Before we go to the next match, Jade made an interesting point on one of the shows this past week about why she left AEW for WWE.
I didn't see this.
She mentioned, she's like, look, I'm 31 years old.
Damn, she's 31?
She's 30, exactly.
Holy shit.
She's 31, and she's like, AEW's in a different place. They're growing as a company, but I don't have time to wait for growth because, she knows her age, like she's aware of her age.
Yeah, and she wanted to be.
She wants to be in a top quality organization. And again,
she also wants to start a movie career and all that stuff too. This is where you go to have.
She signed 7-8 months ago, and they put her in a performance. Can you imagine that? You're a big free agent. You come over to the new company, and
we're
they
not
tell
putting
you
on TV for 6 months.
6 months.
Go
we're
train.
Putting you on the shelf.
We're gonna train you. You're gonna learn how we do things over here. So that way, when you do show up, you have the brightest start possible, and you actually show up and show out, as opposed to doing some bad habit shit you developed over there and then coming over here.
And give her credit. She never once
complained.
Didn't
bitch about it.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting used? She put her head down, put her hard work in,
Mm-hmm.
which you can tell if you just look at her. She works hard as fuck for everything she.
Yeah.
And like it's all coming to fruition.
And it's hard too because when I went over to the Fan, the first year, Andy Roth, the program director, was like, we got to tear out the bad habits out of you. And then
we got to tear the Ray Davis out of you.
We got to tear the bad habits out of you, and then we're going to rebuild you and whatnot. And it's a hard thing to it's the right thing to do, but it's a hard thing to accept. So I credit Jade
especially if you've done it at a high level for a little bit. And you've had that recognition. She was
TBS champion all that time.
She was the Goldberg of AEW, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that was just over and beating everybody, had the streak, all that stuff. I mean,
can you imagine Goldberg doing that?
No, because Goldberg has an ego.
In his prime?
No, absolutely not.
No,
because he didn't love wrestling anyway. He just wanted to collect a paycheck.
Sign Goldberg, and then
he was trying to get back on the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
Next slide. There you go. It's this is the tag team ladder match. That's also today, I believe, too. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Nice little title belt over there.
Yeah, so this match, when I was talking to the vendor from the wrestling cards, again, we're live at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention here in Independence, just outside of Cleveland. Come on down, stop by today and tomorrow. You can follow them on Twitter, X, at Greenie Cards. That's Green IE Cards. So you can follow them, of course, on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at HustleSciPod.
Yeah.
And where can they find us on TikTok?
Side Hustle Pod 216.
Follow us there. We also got the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast show page on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, he was mentioning, the gentleman, Alex, maybe the main event is taking up too much because it's like, look at these tag teams. What are the stories?
The only story that really is there is Truth and Miz versus Judgment Day. The other teams, A-Town Down Under, I guess what they're calling them, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller.
They had a cute little storyline last night.
It's funny. New Catch Republic, which is, I think, Triple H's tag team that he's really going to be pushing in the future with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. New Day. Big E made a special appearance last night. He came out.
I miss Big E. I was telling Rebecca last night.
Big E,
man.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He did Thunderbolt Patterson. He was there for that induction. Big E was Big E. It was awesome.
Oh, cool.
And then personal favorite for us, DIY, Johnny Gargano, Cleveland Kid, and Tommaso Ciampa in the match too. It's a lot of guys that can take a lot of bumps.
Yeah.
Essentially. And get thrown off of shit.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what a six-pack ladder match is.
Right.
It's a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
But this obviously, so we both picked R-Truth and The Miz.
Yes, we did.
But there's a caveat with all this, because we believe, I think together as well, that Truth will pull down just the Raw tag team titles.
Yes.
And that's another team from SmackDown will pull down the SmackDown tag team titles separately because they'll be like, what's going on here?
So that held me back from making a second pick.
We didn't have to do second pick.
Okay.
The first team that goes up and pulls titles down, we'll call that our pick.
Okay.
But we're saying that we probably think this is how they split those championships. There's no more Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. The tag team titles for the women are just one tag team title. It makes sense to just split these
now
back
there
up.
are enough tag teams. And there's some tag teams that didn't even make this match where you could do a Raw and SmackDown tag division again.
Yeah, of course. There's enough talent. And even NXT, too, building up.
Yeah.
Guys, the Creeds, there's a bunch of people that they're trying to really push forward off the Academy, too, all that stuff. With the Viking Raiders once, Ivan.
Is there another team in this match we could make a case for winning this? I mean,
Nostalgia Pick says
off,
New Day, but even then it's...
First off, is there a scenario in play where Judgment Day retains?
Yes.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
Truth and Miz could also pull down the SmackDown tag titles. And Priest and Balor could be like, what the and they just pull the Raw ones out. I mean, there's ways to do this.
Yeah.
The only other team that would make sense to be undisputed tag champs because they've just been getting fucking bullied over the past 6 months, and Triple H likes to do this kind of swerve shit.
Yeah.
Is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Well, that'd be something.
That would be kind of stupid and insane. Also, you could make a case to split it from them after they win it because they're just not. Guys, are you gonna defend on both shows? We're only gonna be on SmackDown. Well, then we have to give me the times.
Yeah.
Like Nick can do that. Nick and Adam Pearce can talk
that
about that.
That would be amazing.
But I mean, it feels like R-Truth, the work he's done the past year.
And
fantastic.
Miz, I'll give
and Miz, babyface Miz is always hard to judge just because it's tough.
I know.
But he's done enough good over his entire tenure. The company spokesman he is. We're not just saying that because we're from Cleveland. He has done above and beyond for them. It makes a lot of sense to give him his flowers too and give him another title.
And he recently had the A&E special too.
Yeah, he did.
The WWE rivals with Daniel Bryan. So
yeah,
we both have awesome truth.
Spotlight. The fun one. You came around. I'm happy with you on this.
You know what?
Brother
you sold me.
Brother.
You sold me on the last month of the story. This is Jimmy versus Jey Uso.
Who's the one person in this feud that has said, no matter what happens, I'm happy we're here?
Jay.
It's not as important for Jay to win this match.
Jay has also said, if you could, heck,
Let's
Monday.
Do this, bro. Let's do this, bro.
Monday.
Come back.
If Jimmy, if you come back around, we could be a tag team again.
When and if Roman loses on Sunday night, we're going to see what happens with this.
That will be.
I personally don't want them to do it. I think that Jay has World Heavyweight Championship potential.
He does.
And Jimmy, let's see how he handles this match.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how he handles the possible fallout of the bloodline disappearing.
Yeah.
He's got the ability.
He does.
The promo work. Him and Jay are both. Jimmy's got the passion to do it. The question is, are they going to give him the platform? At the same point, I could see him jumping right back into a tag team.
I mentioned on our show a month ago, Jimmy has. I felt when this match was booked, okay, cool, I'm happy. It's brother versus brother. But I thought Jay and Jimmy was such different levels.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a downgrade for Jey Uso. and we both said, all right, Jimmy, especially Jimmy needs to level up a little bit.
Yeah.
And the way you brought it home, that's exactly what they have done. Make him look strong. Make him talk. Make him essentially carry this build. And he has. He has done so. He has held up his end of the bargain. I can now see again, if you rewind back to 2020, if it was Jay that got hurt and Jimmy was in that position,
he could have thrived in the role.
He could have thrived too.
He could have been that guy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He could have thrived too.
Yeah, and I told you, this is the old overarching story of the bloodline for the entire weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just we're just doing this match just to have brother. No, there's an underlying theme for these matches that are even Seth and Drew.
Yeah.
Where it's all feeding into that last match on night 2 with Cody and Roman. It's all feeding into that. You want that side, Cody's side, to be at the absolute bottom, biggest odds to try and fight up and face. Lowest point, they've lost their matches, they're beat up, they're bruised, broken.
Yep.
Captain America with the Avengers had the broken arm, he tightened his shield.
Yeah.
Then the portal's open. I mean, Kevin joked about it. It's actually one of our most viewed clips on TikTok because it's very true.
I've come around to it since he said it.
It's honestly one of those things where you have to have these pitfalls so that the hero can really overcome every single possible obstacle, because that's how you fall in love with them even more.
Now, again, if Jay does win this match, the moment after it happens, I'll be very happy.
Oh, if Jay wins, that's great.
I'll be
for
very
Jay.
happy and everything, but you're right.
It
There's
takes
a
away
bigger
from the story. Yeah, it takes away from it a little
There's
bit.
a bigger story. We both have Jimmy Uso winning this match.
We do. Fun one. Gunther and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. That happens tonight as well.
Yeah.
You have Sami winning. I am surprised.
I do. Sami has they've made a big deal about Sami just making it to WrestleMania.
Yeah. And now getting coached by Chad Gable.
Yeah.
That's all
they put in a ton into Sami just being here on this card. And for Sami, who a year ago was main eventing, to be here in this position, I'll put it to you this way. if everything we expect happens with the Bloodline, you said this match is tonight?
It is.
If we expect the Bloodline to close the show and win tonight, the feel-good moment has to happen somewhere.
Does it?
I think so.
Well, yeah, they're our truth match.
I think Sammy getting the W. Because my thing here with Gunther, like, after this, I mean,
what is Gunther's next step?
What's next?
Well, the World Heavyweight Championship is next, but I mean, the reason why I picked Gunther.
Okay.
Simply is just because there's a match down the road that we all want to see.
Yeah.
That needs to happen in Berlin.
Yeah.
With him and Ilya. And it makes more sense for it to be for the IC title and for Ilya, if they truly believe he is as big as they say he is, to be the one to dethrone Gunther. Sammy can have a hell of a match. He's going to have a couple false finishes. It's going to be close. He may get the biggest push he's ever got, right? Chad Gable's there to help. He takes on Imperium with Alpha Academy, whatever. But there is a bigger moment, believe it or not, beyond this WrestleMania for Gunther being overseas, a hop, skip, and a jump from Austria. Obviously, Ilya being from Germany, too, in that area. Just having that.
I think he could get the championship back, though. Like, I don't think
you don't want to flip-flop. That's the one thing Triple H won't do. You know that, right? He's not going to flip-flop back and forth.
No, he's not. But in spurts, it could happen.
Yeah.
In spurt. And I'll say this, even for that big moment, maybe he'll have the world title by then, or he doesn't need a title. All I'm saying is this. All the bad guys can't win tonight. All the bad guys can't win.
Our truth and Miz are going to win.
I understand the bloodline, but all the bad guys can't win.
Yeah, our truth and Miz will get their moment, and we'll be all happy. It'll be great.
You will not change my mind on this match. I think Sammy's winning. And,
okay. If Sammy does win, I hope he has a decent reign. I don't want it to be short. I want it to be.
I don't want him to get beat on Monday.
No.
In a
well,
rematch.
fuck. I mean, who knows? If Braun Breaker decides to.
Okay, then that's a different story. Then Braun
Baker,
Braun Breaker can do whatever he wants.
So this, I believe, is the opener. Is it? No, it's not the opener. I think it is today.
Bailey, is this Bailey?
Bailey and Io Sky. Tomorrow, because they're splitting up the two women's matches. Right. They're a little bit out of order. It's fine. We both have Bailey winning this.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah,
we're not going to spend much time on this. It's just
we talked about it a little bit earlier.
Conclusion of the story to this element. The bigger story is going to be Bailey and Dakota Kai because Dakota Kai can actually talk. That's going to be the bigger story.
I feel so bad about that. Even like with Bull Nakano last night too. Like she tried so hard, and the problem is too everyone's tired, so it's hard to like really get into it.
Yeah.
But with Io, with even like Asuka has like enough energy to where it's like okay, but like Kyrie's saying
even with this feud, Io has the championship, but it feels like Dakota is still the leader of Damage Control, and like she's more of the side piece of this.
Storyline isn't over.
The storyline's not over.
It's a chapter in the book of the story. Like, it's going to move on, right?
Bailey will get the W.
There you go. We talked about that already. Obviously, Cody and Roman and Seth and Brock tonight. We talked about that one. Did we? Yeah, we did. Okay.
Logan Paul.
United States Championship match.
Logan Paul.
Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Logan Paul.
I almost had Orton winning this.
Yeah, I know.
Almost, because of the idea of you could run it back with Cena, or, Cena had the United States Championship run, the Open Challenges and stuff.
First title he won in WWE.
But Logan Paul, SummerSlam is around the corner.
Yeah.
Right here in Cleveland. And look, KO, if we're going to split the tag team titles, KO and Randy Orton is an ideal tag team.
They actually get along really well.
They get along really
Kevin
well.
Kevin Owens has this weird thing where he just partners with people, and it's like really entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't understand what
they get along really well, and they'll tease turning on each other the entire time.
And that could be a match at SummerSlam.
And it will be a match at SummerSlam.
They could have a chance to go for the titles. Maybe even they win it for if that's a shorter reign. That's fine because there's a bigger thing in that. But yeah,
this match has a chance to be like, wow, because this is one of those you want your WrestleMania cards to have everything, right? Not every match needs to be heavy invested, heavy hitting storylines and stuff, and heavy straight up matches. I expect a lot of shenanigans coming out of this match.
Well, it's no disqualification because all of a sudden now, a couple of years ago, WWE decided to say that if you're in a triple threat or fatal four-way match, there's no rules, which was never always the case, but all of a sudden became it.
Right.
So
and
yeah,
you already had Theory and Waller last night running around. That was funny. Like
they'll be involved in this probably.
They'll be involved.
Yeah.
Randy has friends. Kevin, I think,
well,
has friends.
Logan
has friends.
Logan has his posse that'll be there.
Maybe
so.
Pat McAfee will jump in and help out, and that'll be a match.
Well, sidebar, if The Rock for some reason can't go on to SummerSlam, I mean, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes would be fun.
Not bad.
I mean,
Logan could talk his way into a championship match.
He's done it before.
We both have Logan Paul winning this match.
We do, yeah. It's kind of obvious. AJ Styles and LA Knights.
Yeah.
The grudge match. the WrestleMania, not for a title, but still a grudge match, so it's on the card.
Will this happen in the ring or in some random lobby?
It's gonna. They're gonna
or
fight
somebody's front yard.
They're gonna fight on the stage.
On the stage.
Everyone talks about the WrestleMania stage and the ramp. They're gonna fight on the stage and the ramp the entire time.
They'll be here at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention.
Yeah, on the stage
right
here.
on that stage.
Yeah. Someone then will actually officially go through a table. This is pretty. AJ doesn't feel like he needs this win.
Can I just say this real quick? If Vince McMahon was still in charge,
AJ would win this match.
AJ would win. LA would be penalized for the gum thing last night.
Yep.
he would change.
He swallowed gum in the middle of his promo, which
he would be penalized.
Poor guy. His stomach's gonna be a wreck. No, it's kind of LA Knight needs the win to kind of keep his trajectory going up. AJ Styles is already considered one of the best.
Yeah.
The problem with him now is, I guess he never got a fair shot at Roman. I would say.
And he's not going to.
He's not going to because especially if Cody does win, Cody and AJ be a fun feud.
Honestly, at least in the short term, I expect this feud to actually continue.
It might.
Past Mania, but I think
screams,
LA will get
it screams like, French street fight or whatever.
They have more places to fight at.
They do.
They have more places.
There's a ton
There
of
are
rooms.
Elevators. There
stairwells.
Stairs.
There's bleachers.
There's a
flea market,
the parking lot.
Yeah, there's all parking lots all over the country.
The boiler room.
There's the boiler room. God.
This is SmackDown 2.
Speaking of a boiler room of a match, so we both have LA Knight winning that one. The Final Testament versus the Pride or Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, whatever you want to call it.
The almighty Bobby Lashley and friends.
I think this is where they do debut the name, hopefully, the Pride. I would hope.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Especially now Thunderbolt Patterson, that kind of stuff,
too.
And even like Muhammad Ali, like having that kind of togetherness that, it'd be really cool for them to do that there.
Yeah.
You have Bobby and the Street Profits winning.
I do.
At some point, these guys have to try and get over. Like
Final Testament?
Yeah, like Karrion Kross at some point. That's what we talked about the other day. He's got all the tools. He's got the size, the look.
Do you see what I'm saying about Karrion?
Just for some reason, I don't know what it is about him. Like he
we
does
see
everything right. He
we
does
see,
everything right.
We see it with entertainment. There are certain characters you get locked in, you forget who they are because they get locked in, and then there's others where it's like, that's a guy playing a role.
Yeah, not being himself.
And that's Karrion Kross right now. He's a guy that's playing a role.
If he was like Undertaker when he shifted to like the badass, American badass, I think that's probably more of his persona. Like, motorcycles, that kind of thing, like having that just kind of like cool.
Yeah.
Not creepy.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like that's more of like his actual demeanor probably outside of the ring.
Right.
They should play to that.
They should.
Less creepy, less, religious, spiritual shit. More like, no, I'm just like a 6'5", 250 pounds, and I'm going to kill you. Like,
but they won't. But that won't.
Nope.
That won't happen.
They'll
That's
keep
why
being in
I have
smoky
Lashley.
rooms with crosses all over the place and everything, and it's going to be a thing. I picked them because at some point they have to get a win.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
you're not wrong about that, but I expect Lashley and Profits.
Yeah.
We're split on this. But
sad that Bray passed because that was one of the guys he was circling to be part of his.
First of all, you come here to the Great Lakes Collectors Convention.
Get super excited for that one.
Bray Wyatt card.
Yeah.
Good information on the back too. This is really nice. Uncle Howdy. Will that be a surprise this weekend? Will it be a surprise on Monday?
Possibly. I think they want this weekend to be about the parents and Barry and Mike and the family. And they paid tribute to Bray last night, like I said, for a little bit. They did the Fireflies and all that stuff. It was kind of funny because his dad, Mike Rotunda, IRS, couldn't find the flashlight on his phone. He's like, where is this, Barry? Is it at the bottom? Or where? He's like, I found. Okay, here we go. And then he did the thing,
my goodness.
which is funny. But they want this weekend to be what it is.
Okay.
And then I think Monday, it's the fresh start. It's 3 hours. They'll find a way to get him involved.
Good stuff.
Good stuff with that. Next, fun one.
Are we now to the championship matches?
We are the last two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through these here because I know we got to wrap here.
Pete's like, I want to go home. I'm still tired from Wednesday. He said that. Drew McIntyre, Seth frickin' Rollins, World Heavyweight Championship. I believe the opener of night 2 is what we heard.
Correct.
So Sunday, tomorrow.
That means Drew's winning.
Hey, you went back and forth on this, too, because you for a minute thought Seth was going to win.
Yeah, so here's what I had. I thought they were going to rerun the Mania 31
with Damian
finish,
Priest,
where it would have been Seth surprises everyone and actually beats McIntyre because McIntyre's not focused. So Seth gets the win, retains the title. McIntyre beats up Seth after the match, and then Judgment Day comes down, Priest cashes in, Priest walks out with the championship. If they do that, I will be upset because that means I didn't make the right pick. But I had that in my mind. But I think Drew McIntyre is on fire.
Yeah.
On fire. And it would be tough for me to not envision Drew McIntyre not walking out with the World Championship. And here's the rule. If you have a heel winning a world title, it's probably going to open the show.
Yeah. Also with this, too, so there's talk. The big what if and asterisk in this is CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
He's on commentary for this match.
Yeah.
I believe that there will be a point where the Judgment Day do try to come out when both guys are down or whatever it is. Punk maybe foils that to some extent.
Okay.
Maybe the distraction again leads to Drew winning.
Yeah.
Punk's like oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
And then Drew can come out on Monday and thank CM Punk.
Yeah, right.
Not only did I take your moment, but then you helped me win the championship. I love you. You're my muse. Like you can do the full
All
Scottish
I do
thing.
is think of you.
The reason why Clash of the Castle is in Scotland.
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
right.
It's
Yeah.
in fucking Scotland.
That is true.
Who do you think's gonna be fucking champion for that?
Who else?
It's got to be Drew.
Who else?
It's got to be Drew.
Has to
McIntyre. They fucked up when they announced the place. They should have waited till after WrestleMania because now we know Drew's gonna win.
Has
this.
to be.
He has to win it. They're going to fucking Scotland. He's from Scotland. Him and Becky. Well, Becky's Ireland, right?
Yeah.
But like he's right. Come on. He wears a fucking kilt to the ring.
Yeah. It's not really by there, but you know.
Well, it's adjacent, island adjacent, whatever you want to call it. But nevertheless,
Is there a world where Seth wins this championship, keeps the championship, ends Monday Night Raw with the championship?
Pete, does that make a noise when I do this?
I hear it.
All right, cool. Yeah, no.
That's a no. Okay.
That's Morse code for no.
Okay. All right.
It's
It's been a great title reign, but
over 300 days. He did his job.
You weren't focused, Seth. You weren't focused.
He did his job. We appreciate Seth. He's one of the
not,
best.
You thought about the bloodline. You got to take down the bloodline.
Tyler Black's gonna look great in AEW in a couple months.
So he's gonna lose tonight and tomorrow. Seth?
It's gonna be a rough weekend for Seth and Becky. I feel, but you think she's gonna win? But
oh man,
that's what I'm saying. That family's gonna go away for a minute. They need to like regroup. But
Rollins is gonna need counseling.
No.
That's a lot of losing in one weekend.
They could run with the Joker storyline. He could
That's a lot of losing in one weekend.
He could go in a mental asylum. There you go.
Here we go.
No, that's a Vince storyline. All right, the grand finale, the last match. That's a very Vince storyline. You can see I did the graphic different here because I made it look fancy and nice.
You want to show the camera the graph? If they can.
If you can see that, yeah, I did a different font.
It'll be on the TikTok.
It will be. It'll be posted right after we finish obviously our live broadcast here from the beautiful Independence Fieldhouse.
You know, when I was going around, we were talking to the vendors before we started today.
Were you polling people about Cody and Roman?
Well, just getting the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
And there, there's some wait a minute, Cody. I remember Cody like when he was a baby.
But he's Dusty's kid, right?
Yeah. I remember Cody, from that, and then I'm like,
I watched wrestling when the last time The Rock was around, and Cody was
I'm like, well, they're both in the main event. Like, what? I gotta order Mania or Peacock. I gotta do that. Well, here we go. I mean, 2 years in the making, right? 2 years in the making. Roman and Cody. We expect this to be Bloodline rules. And is there a world, I have to point this out. If Roman retains, I do not know where you go.
I don't know who's
I don't know who's next.
Who's the person you're banking on somebody else getting the reaction that Cody has, and the problem is Cody isn't going anywhere.
Cody's not going anywhere.
He signed the extension with WWE, 3-5 years, whatever it is. He's the most over babyface in the company right now, possibly the most over star in the company right now.
Unless I'll give you one name because it's the only name I can think of, other than Rock. Rock doesn't count here.
If you say Seth, I'm going to be like,
no.
Seth is over.
No. If this belongs to like Braun Breaker,
that's a long time from now.
That's a long time.
That's like multiple years from now.
That's a long time.
We don't need Roman Reigns as champ for 2 more years.
That's you saying 22 years ago we're putting a fireball on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock debuts, on Raw, like after Mania that year. And then by SummerSlam of that year, he's the world champion.
That's
competing
crazy.
With The Rock. I don't know if you could run that same playbook with Braun Breaker.
The problem is now fans will boo him.
Yeah.
It's going to be Roman Reigns all over again. I think Triple H has enough foresight to want to build Braun first because he's a freak. Like,
and you can't put like Paul Heyman next to him. You can't anyway.
Because it's Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
And they both said once one of the other loses or is done, we're done. So I mean, like, it's in a theoretical sense they could give this to Roman, but then we just had to buckle up for multiple years.
I only bring this up because I've heard several.
Of course,
after the A&E special last week.
Yeah. It's almost like it was targeted.
Roman's worked very hard. And again, 2 things can be true. Yes, Roman, the person, has worked very hard. We're very appreciative of Roman Reigns, the person, of Joe, the person, and he has done a phenomenal of just fighting through this.
Can I say, too, with him, with Roman, he looks weaker.
A little bit.
And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I understand. Leukemia is obviously serious as hell. Like, in the fact that he was able to beat that multiple times in his life, I imagine probably a little bit physically taxing for him. There's a reason why he's only wrestling a certain amount of dates. I don't think it's because he doesn't want to. I think it's because he physically can't.
Well, the pacing's slower now, too.
He has to.
The pacing is slower.
You can tell he looks like he's aged.
Yeah.
Despite not working as much, he's looked like he's aged multiple years in the span of a year.
But this is why Roman has that TikTok, because he said, well, Jey Uso did that to him. Sammy did that to him. I gave him an inch.
It wasn't a debilitating disease that I've beaten multiple times in my life. It was 2 guys in storyline.
All right.
They aged me.
So Cody finishes the story, adventure style, we both say.
I think it's going to be man, there is one person that I want to come out more than Stone Cold and more than John Cena.
Let me give you a little sport. I think Rebecca said no. You have Roman. She likes all the bad guys. She likes all the bad guys, but she's been pretty consistent with Roman.
Okay.
Pretty consistent. This is not a spoof thing. She's been very consistent. Bad guys.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, honestly,
She wished the Miz acted more like a bad guy. She used to
give him like a month. He'll flip again.
Yeah, he'll flip again. He'll be.
The Miz is naturally an asshole, so it's great. Like, awesome dude, just no pun intended, but still.
All right, we got to wrap, but
we have Cody winning.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody.
Just from the standpoint of it kind of needs to happen, because if it doesn't happen now, this guy's going to be champion for like 2 more years.
Yeah.
I don't see Braun doing that. And there's nobody else. He can have a feud with Seth. He can have a feud with whoever.
He can have a feud with whoever. It doesn't matter.
Feel like there's to move, like I said before, to move the company forward into this Triple H era. It should be probably the ultimate Triple H guy in Cody Rhodes.
Oh, final question real quick, and then we'll wrap. Until we're back on the air Thursday.
Yeah.
Between WrestleMania and Raw, any surprises?
That was the one I was going to try and get to in a second, because I told you, I think Stone Cold's going to come out. I think John Cena's going to come out. Cody made a point to mention them both this week, multiple times. The one person I want to come out more than anything else, and I am not a mark. Like, I usually can call things a mark. For those who don't know, is someone who, fanboys over shit. If MJF comes out on Sunday or Monday for Cody, or to face Cody as his ultimate foil.
If he just shows up.
I will, because that's one of the guys that probably doesn't need to start in NXT.
No.
He's got enough familiarity with folks because he fought CM Punk, he fought Jericho, he has enough of that.
He doesn't even need to wrestle. He could talk for like the first 3 months.
Even if he's not fully medically cleared.
Yeah, he could talk.
Because he has the shoulder, the torn labrum. But
he could talk all the way through SummerSlam. All the way up to SummerSlam.
It's been 4 months, though. So, honestly, for wrestlers, torn labrum, 4 months, it's usually enough time to heal.
Right.
Professional athletes, it takes 2 to 3 weeks.
But if he shows up, if he just shows up. There's a reason why McAfee on his show on Friday.
They were talking.
They chanted. He mentioned
Triple H tried to swerve away from it, but that's the one guy.
Wait a minute. Wait. Now it's just.
Are you gonna walk off the stage again like you did on our last show, or what are you gonna do?
That's just a spread
flip
off.
the table. He's
like,
no.
Enough. Jeremy Levine, I had it. No, I'm kidding.
Shut your mouth and enjoy the ride. Double A's taking your
That's right. Wait a minute. Wait. Is he gonna have a verbal feud with Triple H?
That'd be great.
Because all he said, I don't want anybody who, if you want to work less, I don't want you here.
What if he did negotiations with WWE on WWE TV, like CM Punk style? But it's no.
But
I'm not actually signed yet.
MJF shows up. Yeah, I'm working the Roman Reigns schedule.
It's like in his clause. I will work the amount of dates as your former champion, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Okay, and
yeah.
That'd be fucking
But
great.
I'll go back. If you don't like that, I'll go back to the other small town promotion.
Especially with the way they've been presenting themselves, obviously swearing more, a little more edgy content. This fits his persona. This is the time, if you're MJF, to look at WWE and go, especially if Cody's champion, I got a built-in feud.
Yeah.
To start where I can be at the very top. He's so over.
He could do whatever he wants.
I can catch fire.
If Seth does not take a break, and he drops the title, whatever, but he doesn't take a break. That's the first feud.
Well, that
could be the first feud because
if he goes into SmackDown, he can fight with AJ Styles, with Randy Orton, whoever.
I mentioned Seth in particular because he's Mr. WWE.
Yeah.
He's Mr. I grinded out 365 days a year. How dare you come into our company?
Though MJF did, he was Mr. AEW. He was there every week. He was doing his thing.
But that's the point. When he comes to WWE, he's made it a point. New contract. I'm not doing that anymore. I've earned my right.
And I'm making more than you, Seth.
I make more than you.
I make more than you, and you know it.
And you know it.
That'd be great.
And then, yeah.
I want to see.
We got to end the show. We're done.
I put an hour and a half in. That's like our average, right?
Yeah, we're done.
We hit it right on the nail.
If you're new to this, again, join us every Thursday. We drop new episodes. The Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast with myself, Kyle Cornell, Anthony Alford. We drop it every Thursday.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow on Twitter at Hustle Side Pod. Follow there also on Facebook at Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast.
Also on the TikTok, Side Hustle Pod 216. As we speak now, our predictions being posted on the TikTok page. So make sure you guys tune into that. Obviously, we post daily content there as well. So any chance you want to get to catch some videos and catch some of the highlights of the show, maybe you missed, some of the recent shows over on YouTube or any of the places we actually stream on.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to TikTok, go to our social media platforms. We'll catch up to speed pretty quick. We also like to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of these different shows and people are really buttoned up and kind of. I thought about wearing a suit today. I thought about wearing a Hawaiian shirt today. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go basic, bitch. I'm going to wear my CM Punk shirt. Because we're trying to have fun. We're trying to break the mold a little bit as far as how podcasts are done. You saw it with the green screen last week with the show.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
That was awesome for us. Pete did a great job. Our executive producer being able to knock that out for us and do a great job with it. So we're going to roll with that probably for the foreseeable future too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. Jump on the train.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride that Double A and Kyle are putting your ass on because you're going to have some fun. We're going to be able to talk wrestling because we love it, and it's cool again.
Man, that was good. Thank you again to Pete. Thank you again to everyone again from the Great Lakes Collectors Convention.
Oh, no, this thing, too, it's on all weekend long. It's here tomorrow, too, on Sunday. If you don't have plans before you're watching WrestleMania, come down. They got some memorabilia here. They got the cards.
Yeah, they're here today until 6 and I think until 4 tomorrow.
Yeah. I believe so.
10 a.m. when they open up, I believe.
Something like that,
yeah. So pretty early in the morning.
And get here early so you can get good parking.
Yeah, I parked up at a middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I thought I was going to a Browns game. It was crazy. It was like no parking. It was nuts.
Real quick, any names we need to mention, too, as far as the great Lakes Collectors Convention?
I think just thanks to Jeremy Levine and to Steve Greenberg. Steve is the owner of Greenie Sports Cards. Good dude. And if you don't get down here, if you have cards you want to buy, or if you have cards you want to sell, or you're looking for cards to buy, hit up Greenie. They're in Twinsburg.
Yeah.
Right on the square.
All around, baby. All right around here.
That's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Well, we'll wrap up. Also follow LPV Productions on YouTube. As well. You can see the Voice of the Land podcast, Kevin Arnold, APJ, Always Positive J.
Fun crossover with them. They talked with you a little bit before on their show, too.
Yeah.
Because we're a little bit different as far as
just a tad.
The rules of engagement with us. We like
just a tad.
Our language flies a little freely sometimes, like American flag in the wind, but that's fine.
Well, no matter what, you don't want the side hustle to become the main hustle, but this is fun. I'll take it.
It's a fun-ass side hustle, I'll tell you that.
It is. Yeah. All right. From the Great Lakes Collectors Convention, we are signing off. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend. And we'll talk to you guys again this Thursday on the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast.
Deuces, ooses.